Welcome to our kitchen.
Welcome to Rebel Dietitian Kitchen. My name is Clara.
And I'm Caitlin.
And Caitlin, what are we making today?
We are making vegan bean burgers.
Vegan bean burgers.
The topic of the conversation today is healthy burgers.
It is. So it's Heart Health Month, National Heart Health Month. So if you've been following us on social media, we've been throwing some really good heart health tips out there. We've talked about fiber, we've talked about sodium, we've talked about lean proteins, potassium. So today we are going to talk fiber and protein and how to make your own healthy burgers at home.
Definitely. So today we're going to be making a vegan burger, but that's not the only way to have a healthy burger.
Absolutely.
One of the ways that I really like to use fix my burger is to reduce the amount of beef that I'm using by substituting in some mushrooms, which sounds really weird, but if you roast up some like cremini and portobello mushrooms, zhuzh them up in the food processor and add it into your beef, you can stretch your beef to make more burgers.
Absolutely.
And also keeps them nice and moist and yummy.
It's a good budget tip too, so that, normally a serving of a burger, somewhere 3 to 4 ounces of meat, right? Which comes out to be about a pound. If you throw some mushrooms in there, you can make more than 4 burgers.
5 or 6 burgers maybe. Yeah.
Out of the same thing.
Definitely.
Do you want to get started and we can talk more about some of our heart health tips?
So we are making burgers out of beans. I chose white beans for this recipe. And I want all of you to know that I have made many burgers in the last several weeks to try and figure out how to make a vegan burger.
So Caitlin and I were talking about this Facebook Live, and I was like, well, what if we did a vegan burger? And she looked at me like I was a crazy person. Because a lot of the black bean burgers, you can use egg to hold it together because egg's a binder. Yeah. Well, if we're talking vegan burgers, you can't use an egg.
Yes. So I ended up using aquafaba from someone who follows me on Instagram when I was complaining about how I couldn't find a binder, and so she was like aquafaba, and I was like, I don't know what that is. So I googled it, and aquafaba is the cooking liquid of beans, usually chickpeas, but white beans will work too. And sometimes people even use that liquid to make like meringue.
Yeah, so I've seen like vegan macaroons. Macaroons? What are they? Macarons. I think that's what they are. Macaroons are the coconut ones, to do baking and that kind of stuff.
So it acts as a binding agent. So we're going to drain off the liquid from here, but we're not going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm going to start by opening this while we...
Just going to open up the can. Basically what I would recommend is draining it off, then rinsing the beans. I mash half the beans and then leave half of them whole because I like the texture of it. Meanwhile, I'm going to start with a little bit of onion. You could do any type of chopped,
so you guys can get in here. And what you can do is, if sodium is a concern, there's 2 things that you can do. You can just use normal beans and not add any salt into the burger, or you can use a low sodium option. Because that is, all right, so you can kind of, it almost looks like an egg white a little bit. You guys get in there. So that's awesome. All right.
So you have the aquafaba.
I'm going to put half these beans in here. All right. And one thing that I talk to my clients a lot about is more of this cooking at home. So, people think burgers and they're like, oh yeah, go to, whatever your favorite burger joint is, and you get, sometimes like a half-pound burger that, the portion is definitely a little bit bigger. And then, you're not sure what type of meat they're using, what ingredients. So even I think just the simple act of, if you wanted to make like a beef type burger at home, you can control the portion.
Totally.
You can swap out for whole grain buns to give you more. To give you more fiber. And then you can control like what sides. Like if you want to beef up the veggies and do carrot fries, or those would be really good in our new favorite kitchen appliance, the air fryer.
Totally.
Just saying.
And those are easy. You just cut the carrots to be like
matchsticks,
and then you toss them in oil.
Yep.
And you roast them. A little bit of salt and pepper. We got Miss Coffee Pants
coming in back here. Don't worry.
Behind the camera.
She's staying away from this food. We're not going to give her any.
All right. So I'm just doing onion. You could do any really vegetable that you want just to give it a little bit of flavor and texture. I'm going to do about 1/4 of the onion.
Right. Okay. Take that in. We're mixing this up. All right, Caitlin, what is your favorite burger topping?
Favorite burger topping.
Yeah.
I like avocado.
Stole mine, okay.
Grilled onions.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Mhm.
That is a real good one. Okay.
Yes. Sometimes like really fancy cheeses with like a big jam or something weird like that. I don't know. I like fancy burgers.
I do too, and I like getting creative. Like, I'll remember when I was younger and I was not as adventurous. My mom like grilled some like onions and mushrooms, and she was like, "Just try it, it's good." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's just like game changer."
Yes. So if you see the bean action here, we're getting a pretty good paste so that it's nice and sticky.
You could probably also do this in the food processor if you wanted to, right?
For sure.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that we're going to add in here, kind of as another like binding agent, I guess I didn't have to use my fingers, is rice. I cooked up, this is a half a cup of rice cooked. We don't need all of it, maybe about half of it.
So it ends up being about like a half a cup once it's cooked.
Half a cup of rice, yeah.
All right. Add that in here. All right.
All right, so now that that's all mixed up, I'm gonna add the rest of the beans.
Just mixing this away. Okay. Wabam.
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 Okay, there's the beans. I'm gonna add maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. I would just reserve all of your aquafaba and play around with the ratio of aquafaba to flour just to figure out what the good texture is. Like if it's too sticky, add in more flour. If it's too dry, add in more aquafaba. I have a cast iron skillet going. I like to cook in cast iron just because it's nice, retains the heat, gives you a nice crust.
Yep,
nice
even
flavor.
cooking. I also like that I can just like stick it right in the oven if I need to.
Yeah.
Can't do that with all pans.
Yeah.
Like I made some chicken for meal prep this week and I just seared it and stuck it in the oven.
Okay, I'm giving you a tablespoon of almond flour.
Okay.
I did almond flour because I have it in my cabinet and I didn't know what to do with it, so I figured I might as well use it.
So this does make this a gluten-free burger too,
Yes.
minus the bun.
The bun that is
Yeah.
glutinous.
So much gluten.
You could do chickpea flour, you could do regular flour, it doesn't really matter. How we're doing with consistency?
We're doing pretty good. We might want to do just like a smidge
More flour. Okay. And then seasonings. So if you didn't want to make this a vegan burger, Worcestershire is my favorite seasoning.
Yes.
But that has anchovies in it, so it's not vegan.
Yep.
We're gonna do barbecue seasoning. Yeah. Hot barbecue. This might be a little spicy.
You know what? I can do it. I can handle the heat.
Okay. Never open this. I'm gonna open this up.
Alright.
This, not that this is low FODMAP because it has all that onion in it, but this is one of the products that we now carry in our office.
Yep.
It's a FODdy company, so if you are following a low FODMAP diet, they have created a lot of seasonings that are low FODMAP.
Yep.
That are typically not low FODMAP.
Yeah, like great marinara sauces, salsas. My IBS clients who are following the low FODMAP diet love it. One thing that is always restricted on the low FODMAP diet are garlic and onions. So they have a great shallot infused oil and a garlic infused oils to help give you that same flavor. And this is where I feel like, you know, we're going to encourage you to get creative is you can put whatever seasoning you want in this. You know, you could do Italian seasonings and it would be a great Italian style burger. And
Oh, definitely.
You know.
Cumin and paprika and chili powder for kind of a
Mexican style. That's where the avocado would go really, really well.
Yeah, okay.
All right, take a look at this consistency just so we can show you. So, I mean, you can see it should come together. You should be able to kind of form it into the burger like we're about to do right now.
Okay. Now, we want a little bit of oil. You know, put some oil in that pan just to start heating it up.
I got you.
Yep. This is where we're going to get messy. Okay.
Getting our hands dirty.
The thing about bean burgers is they are temperamental,
To say the least.
to say the least, is they like to fall apart. So once you stick this in the pan, don't touch it.
Yeah, you want it to form a good crust so that it helps. You can.
Okay, so I got a nice little burger there. This is not sizzling, unfortunately, but
It will in a minute.
it will start to sizzle. I'll just continue getting my hands all
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my hands clean.
What's your favorite way to make a burger?
My favorite way to make up just ingredients or toppings? Ingredients. I'm a fan of the turkey burger. Like I said, I like to play around with the seasonings. I just recently made a great Greek style turkey burger that had some chopped up spinach and stuff in it. And I threw some, topped it with some tzatziki and actually put it in a pita instead of a bun, and it was very good.
McCormick has this Greek seasoning that is my favorite. It has a little bit of mint in it. It's just really yummy.
Yep. I love getting, especially creative in the summer, but I use my George Foreman when it's winter time and ain't nobody going outside because it's cold. If you're in the DMV, we're expecting snow tomorrow, so this just makes me want to.
This is what I was looking for.
There it is. This just makes me excited for summer. And getting that. You're doing a good job at forming these burgers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of practice.
All the bean burgers that she's been making.
I did add chopped broccoli to one, and I just put too much and they fell apart. But that's something you could do: throw some broccoli or another vegetable in the food processor and grind it up real nice, and then add that in.
And something, so when I work with my cancer patients, sometimes it's easier to kind of make call them all-in-one meals, where you have the protein, the veggie, the starch kind of all together. And on our website, we have a veggie chicken nugget that's kind of like that. There you go. That I ground up a bunch of veggies, mixed it with the ground chicken, and formed little nuggets, and then air fried them. They're very good. You should check them out on the website. But this could be another way to do that. Yeah. Chop up a bunch of veggies in food processor, add them in, and then it's kind of an all-in-one. Because sometimes it's easier to eat when you're having side effects to just have it be one thing rather than feeling like, now I have to eat steamed broccoli. Which steamed broccoli is good, but when I'm sick, I don't feel like eating it. So.
One thing to think about these burgers, since we're talking about different conditions or things that you're struggling with.
Yep.
If you have blood sugar concerns, this burger is it's a carb and a protein in it.
Absolutely.
So it's not quite as low in carbs as a traditional turkey or beef burger because you have the rice and you do have the beans.
Right.
Which is a complete vegan protein. But it's going to add carbs. So one of these burgers is probably 20 to 25 grams of carbs.
Yep.
So however that fits into your goals, the bun may or may not be too much.
Right. And that's where working with a dietitian, I think, is so important, where being able to kind of think some of these things out. Because I think with a lot of conditions you hear, well, I can't have that, or I can't have that. And it's not that you can, it's just let's figure out how we make it fit in there, because we want to make sure you're not missing out on your favorite foods, because that would be no fun.
Let's get rid of that.
All right. This smells good already.
Okay, so as you can see, we're not touching
Not touching it. This is the hardest part for me.
If we can flip these successfully on the air, I'm gonna be really happy.
Do you want me to attempt it, or do you not trust me?
I trust you.
Oh gosh, all right.
Believe it or not.
All right, she trusts me, guys. This is gonna be a big deal. So I'm gonna let it go.
Just let it go for a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
Other ways to make burgers. We talked about turkey. We talked about adding in mushrooms to your beef, using leaner beef.
Yep.
Black bean burgers. You could really do any bean. I almost made a falafel burger because we already did falafel a few months ago.
We did. We love falafel.
Yeah.
We've been really liking it. And again, I would say, get creative with the buns, get creative with the toppings, and this is where I like those kind of, I call them DIY meals, supply the protein and then have different options for ways to top it, or what the bun or the carb is going to be. So I think that makes it really, really exciting, and it's great for the kids because they can feel like they're making their own burger and getting those kind of things in there. And they're a year-round meal. You can do them in the cast iron, you can do them George Foreman, you can do them on the grill. So
yes,
really, I think it makes it really, really just a fun, special meal to be able to do. Plus, I like that you'd have, because we have rice in here, this is a complete protein. So with the vegan diet, you want to make sure that you're having complete proteins, which plant-based proteins are not most of the time. So I think that makes this a good option.
Definitely.
I'm really wanting to flip it, and I'm just going to hold this because I'm getting excited to flip it.
Whenever you feel so inclined, I'm going to let you do it.
Oh my gosh, let me.
I probably shouldn't have put 4 burgers. Oh, you're gonna.
Oh no, this needs some more.
Some more time.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just gonna have to talk with y'all.
Gonna talk about stuff a little bit more. So in honor of Heart Health Month, what is your favorite heart health tip?
My favorite heart health tip. So I, and AJ will attest to this, I am like a fiber fanatic. Like
all the fiber.
All the fiber, because I shouldn't say no one, but so many of us are not getting enough fiber, and that's not only important for your cholesterol and your heart health, it's good for your gut health.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, the rise of like GI concerns and lower bowel issues from low fiber diets are becoming more prevalent.
And there's a lot more research that the gut is like the center of our immune system. It's the center of everything almost. So a good, strong gut is the best way to make sure that you're staying healthy.
So this is a great way to get fiber because beans are a great source of fiber. I like to buy whole wheat buns, whole grain products, bean-based pastas, love them. Yeah, I'm all about the fiber.
And you know, it's interesting because people I think hear protein and they think I have to go meat-based, or I have to be plant-based. But you could have like a good blend of the two. Like it was like a turkey taco soup this week, and instead of having all the protein be turkey, I did half and half with turkey and beans. So like I said, also you're getting fiber, but it's a great way to stretch $1 because a can of beans is less than $1, and
or a bag of beans.
Oh,
less than $1.
You love to soak and cook your beans.
Y'all are missing out if you're not.
I don't think that's my
so
life.
Good.
But let's see if I can do this. Oh no. Gotta make sure it's all. I think you set me up for failure with 4.
I know, I probably shouldn't have put as many in there. Make it difficult on you.
All right, I'm just gonna let this go. I can be patient.
We can be patient. What's your favorite heart health tip?
Favorite heart health tip? Ooh. I think fiber is such a good one. You know, lean protein, because one thing I like to talk to my clients about is what are some of the other lean proteins that's not chicken and fish? Because
pork.
You can get pork to be lean. You can also get beef to be lean. And I think I get so many people who look at me, they're like, Clara, I'm chickened out. Like, I cannot look at a chicken ever again. And I'm like, all right, let's find some other things that we can throw in here, because chicken is not the only protein that's going to work for us. One thing I did want to actually add about the fiber coming from a gut health perspective, because I do work with GI clients, is a lot of my clients, and just the general population, take something called a probiotic, which are good, healthy bacteria that help keep the gut healthy. But something that a probiotic needs, just like all living creatures, is food. Well, food for a probiotic is